Today I want to highlight for you the unique characteristics of New Orleans Mardi Gras celebration. A sea of purple, green, and gold fill the streets of New Orleans every year in celebration of Mardi Gras. They are all there for the same thing, to indulge in beer, music, and food. I'll be sharing with you Mardi Gras history in New Orleans, which led to daytime parades and nightlife out on the Strip. I have been researching New Orleans for a few months now. Mardi Gras has always appealed to me, so I decided to look into it and start planning a trip of my own for next year's celebration. Mardi Gras is celebrated all over the world. Some areas put on their own parades separate from New Orleans. Restaurants decorate in Mardi Gras theme, and people throw Mardi Gras parties in their own personal homes. So before you put your mask and costume on, wouldn't you like to know what exactly Mardi Gras is and why you are disguising yourself? Today I'll discuss how Mardi Gras started in New Orleans, what type of traditions take place during the day, and why Bourbon Street's nightlife has become such a popular stop for Mardi Gras partygoers. First, I would like to give you some background information on how Mardi Gras first came about. In the 17th century, the French settled Louisiana and brought with them their many beloved traditions. Mardi Gras is French for Fat Tuesday or Shrove Tuesday. Fat Tuesday is the day before Ash Wednesday, which is a day that many Catholics give up something for Lent until Easter. People usually spend this day indulging in great food and alcoholic beverages. This explains why it is called Fat Tuesday. In the beginning, small gatherings of men would travel by foot or horseback and visit local farmhouses in their rural communities. The men who participated in these Mardi Gras festivities would wear masks and beg for food. They would put on a show for spectators by acting up and being rebellious. By tradition, the farmers would release a live chicken and the masked men would go chasing after it. After the chicken is caught and stuffed into a bag, the masked men move on to the next farmhouse. By mid-afternoon, the men return to a park where the chickens they have gathered are used to make gumbo, and women prepare other foods they have gathered. The feast is accompanied by music, alcohol, and dancing that lasts well into the night. In 1704, a Mardi Gras crew was created, and they were the first to organize parades in celebration of Fat Tuesday. Currently, there are over 100 crews in New Orleans that all come up with their own theme every year for each of their floats. The crews often name their floats after a mythological hero or a Greek god. These crews originally consisted of only the elite individuals of New Orleans, which gave them the power to get permits for these parades since the cities have no involvement in the celebration. The crews would put together private formal ballroom parties that were invitation only. Each year, a king and queen from each crew are selected and their identity remains a secret until the end of the ball. By the late 1800s, Mardi Gras had become the talk of the town in places all over the world. A few businessmen introduced the official colors of Mardi Gras, the Mardi Gras song, and the Mardi Gras flag, which is shown right here. And they wanted purple to represent justice, green to represent faith, and gold to represent power. Now that you know how and why Mardi Gras was created, let's take a look at what type of celebrations take place on the streets of New Orleans. People gather on the streets of New Orleans to enjoy jazz music, parades, picnics, and extravagant floats decorated in flashy Mardi Gras colors. The weekend before Fat Tuesday is the best time to admire the floats because that is when the two biggest parades take place, called Bacchus and Endymion. Crews keep the theme of their floats a secret until the day of the parade. After 9/11, many crews have been known to stick to a patriotic theme. Float riders wear festive costumes made with feathers, sequins, and tons of glitter. So right in this corner, I have an example of a typical mask that float riders use during the parade. Throws are one of the oldest traditions of Mardi Gras. Traditionally, there are colorful beaded necklaces and doubloons. Doubloons are aluminum medallions with the parade theme on one side and the cruise emblem on the other. So right here I have the typical beaded necklaces that are used in Mardi Gras, and I don't have any doubloons to show you because you can't just buy them from the store. Once people get their hands on them, they tend to not let go of them because they become a collector's item. The least recognized tradition of New Orleans Mardi Gras is the Indians Parade. Blacks in the inner cities of New Orleans once felt that they could not participate in the Mardi Gras festivities due to slavery and racism. They started to celebrate their own version of Mardi Gras by disguising themselves as Indians to pay them respect for their assistance in escaping slavery. They started participating in the parades. Tribes of Indians would pass each other on the streets and greet each other with a song, chant, ceremonial dance, and threatening challenge to Humba, which is a chief's demand that the other bow down and pay respect. There are 3 rankings of Indians. This pink guy right here is Spy Boy, he's the lowest. Then we have Flag Boy in the blue, and then Chief with the highest ranking. Spy Boy is always found in the front of the tribe. It is his responsibility to send Flag Boy a message when there's trouble up ahead. Each Spy Boy has a different method of signals he uses, such as hollering, dancing, or using sign language. Once Flag Boy is alerted of trouble up ahead, he waves his gang flags so the chief can see. The gang flags are decorated with feathers, the gang symbols, which are shown right here. So it's his responsibility to send Spy Boy's message to the chief, and then the chief's response back to Spy Boy in case they need to change route to avoid danger. Communication is a vital part in the Indians Parade because the chief needs time to adjust his suit, headdress, and prepare a song for a cross path with rival tribes. The chief controls the other Indians by hitting the ground with a stick. This is done, Indians must get down and bow to the chief. The rituals of the Indian parades are all in good fun and a way of complimenting other tribes on their creativeness. I've overviewed the daytime Mardi Gras festivities and would like to move on to the more widely broadcasted nightlife celebrations. Mardi Gras partygoers find themselves on Bourbon Street after nightfall. Bourbon Street is located in the French Quarters, which is an area known for its strip clubs and bars. When all the parades have ended, people gather on Bourbon Street to get drunk and lose all their inhibitions. So Bourbon Street has magnificent balconies that people like to go to get away from the crazy crowds and just enjoy watching the nightlife down below. These balconies are rented out years in advance. Recently, news media and large corporations are the only people able to get their hands on these balconies. No wonder why the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Mardi Gras is beer and beads. Today I've talked about the history behind Mardi Gras, the elaborate floats shown during the parades, and the ever-so-popular nightlife on Bourbon Street. As we have just learned, Mardi Gras, or Fat Tuesday, is a time to let go and enjoy yourself. It is a time to celebrate life and give thanks to those who have been there for us. Next time you see or hear about Mardi Gras, hopefully you will be able to appreciate it a little bit more now that you know the meaning behind it. Thank you.
All right, so Hillary, what did you think?
I really enjoyed it. She had a lot of good transitions. I liked the poster a lot, but it was a little distracting at times. I don't know any other way you could describe Mardi Gras. The only thing I'd probably fix is when the time you got a little like shaky. Next time, just go through it. And that's all I changed.
Okay.
I'm sorry.